It's the Reverend Philo Show. The world is a depressing place. Let us make you forget about that for at least an hour for 1 week, an hour for a week, or 1 hour a week.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's what it says right here on the channel, which, I mean, I guess people are digging in, and we're doing exactly that. We're not trying to be the best podcast. We're just trying to be the Reverend
I'm just
Philo
trying
show.
to have a fucking conversation that I feel is interesting, maybe kind of funny. But like when we were talking to Dave the other day.
Yeah.
Remember? And I told Dave, I said, look, Dave, you know, I think you're really funny, which is why we ask you on the podcast. We wouldn't ask you if we didn't think that you wouldn't bring anything to the table, or if we didn't think you brought something to the table. I go, and I was trying to put it like in a nice way, but I said, less one-liners. He does a lot of one-liners.
Yeah.
I go, less one-liners, more opinions, more substance. Like, it sounds cliche, but I was like, just be yourself. You don't have to be like, hey, you know, one-liners, zingers, you know.
Yeah.
Like, just talk about whatever. Talk about whatever interests you. You're a funny guy. The humor will come through in your stories. Like, I mean, you could tell the story that he told you.
I was just about to.
I would like for him to come on and tell that story.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, I mean, it might put pressure on him.
But here's the thing. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is like, okay, you know, the story he told you. You guys were just shooting the shit, having a conversation. Yeah. So the pressure's off.
Well, let's set the situation up. So what happened was, we had Rev was talking to Dave, and he told Dave exactly what he just said right now. You know, just be yourself on the podcast.
You don't always have to try to be funny.
Yeah,
just be yourself.
It doesn't always have
to
be funny.
The funniness will come.
Exactly.
This is a podcast. This isn't like a stand-up show where you got 5 minutes and you better make it fucking count. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it was actually funny when we were talking to him, because remember he was like, well, that's all I got.
And that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
And we were telling him, like, no, man, like, that's why we bring you on. You know, we enjoy having you around us.
Right.
So
we enjoy conversing with you.
Yeah.
I like to talk to you.
And then I told him,
you're
I remember,
interesting and you have interest. You're not just an empty fucking head like most people.
And right before we left, I was like, we love you, baby. We love you.
We're trying to help you, big dog. We're not trying to put you down. We're trying to elevate you.
And then, anyway, so then we go to work, and it's me and Dave, and now we're by ourselves working the front for tickets. Anyway, so we're there, and Dave starts telling me I think it kind of got to him a little bit, but I don't think he was upset. I think he was just more, you know, concerned for whatever reason. But he said, he goes, you know, I try not to be one-liners, but, you know, it's just because I don't feel like I have anything fun or interesting to talk about.
Right.
And I go, Dave, you have so many things to talk about. Yeah. You just gotta talk. And even if you don't, work off of other people. If somebody tells a story, I go, that's the reason why I just bring up topics, because sometimes it'll trigger Rev to do something.
Right.
To think of something, and then he'll just go, and then I'll work off of that. A lot of the times, though, Rev will have a lot to shit to say, and then I don't really get to say anything. Shit. But anyway.
The reason why Dave is interesting, and I don't think he knows this, so what he has that can make him interesting is that Dave has interest. He's interested in things. He likes to play video games. He's on Twitch.
Yeah.
You know, he's into like TV and like you and like you and like me.
Yeah.
I read a good amount. I mean, I don't read like books in the traditional way, but I read a lot about like online, and I read a lot about like things about like history and this and that, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos about different things. And two, I have an opinion. Dave has opinions about things. Yeah. So knowledge and like interest plus opinions equals interesting, you know, conversation. Because you have something to say about something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So when he told me that, I told him, you know, Dave, just talk and it'll come out naturally. Don't worry about it. And he goes, all right, man. I'll take your advice.
Look at us, fucking professional podcasters, because we got all the fucking answers.
And, well, you know, because we're just trying to make it sound natural.
I mean, I told you. I said, when we start, we're not going to be good. I was pretty good. But I've been practicing. But if we do it consistently, we're going to get better. It's inevitable. The only way, again, children, The only way to be good at something is you got to work every single day. You got to do it every single day. It's the only way to master music, math, whether you want to be an architect or a nurse or a musician or a fucking filmmaker or a fucking coder. The only way to get good, really good, to where you can become a professional and people will pay you money, you have to work and practice every single day.
Yeah. And so back to the Dave story.
So that's for you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank me later. Think of me when you're having the best sex of your life.
So back to the Dave story. So then he says it, whatever. Then we have some downtime, and he's sitting there, and he just starts to talk, and he's like, the other day I went to help my cousin move, and he was like, we were moving all this stuff out of his storage and shit like that, and he said they went through some boxes and they found like these mint condition like original 90s Pokemon cards and like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff, and some of these cards go for like $300-$400, and they're double sleeved covered and whatever, so they're really valuable. And Dave's like, yeah, and I told him, damn, that's dope, like that's fucking. He's like, yeah, man, we were looking at all his shit, stuff like that. And Dave's like, yeah, I helped out my cousin, but now I know.
And why that's a good story is like, I know for our age group, all of us remember those those like holographic cards and how much they were worth, and how like if you had one, even back then in like 99, 2000, if you had a holographic Pokemon card, that's what he was talking about, right?
Yeah, well, he was talking about just the Pokemon cards, like
in general.
Yeah, in general, because his cousin had like the original 90s that came out of the 90s packs. Right. Because now they reissue them, but they're not.
I remember you could get them from like the Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was, I at the time, this was like 98, 99. Pokemon cards, a pack of Pokemon cards, what, you get 5?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
5 or
and
6.
then, and it was like how much? Do you remember how much it was? I remember it was like.
I remember how much Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Anywhere from like $3 to $5, I feel like.
Yeah, $3 to $5.
And it just seemed like a lot of money. And of course you're 10 years old, you don't have money, you have to fucking ask your parents for money. And it was a gamble. So like, if I remember thinking like, man, I wish I could just buy as many Pokemon cards as I want, because I wanted, even back then, to have a large Pokemon card collection amongst children, amongst 4th and 5th graders.
Yeah,
it was like a symbol. It was like a status symbol.
Yeah, because I remember kids coming in with like the binders
full. Binders full. And I'm like, how is this person
Yeah.
getting that much Pokemon cards? I mean, like, I had to beg my parents fucking give me $5. Maybe it might have even been like $2.50. I had to beg them just so I can go to the Ice Cream Man and buy a pack. And then you buy packs and you get duplicates.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was a gamble. I remember like we would go to like the Ice Cream Man, but then we would like start traveling. It seemed far. It was like, we never left the neighborhood, but we would travel to other liquor stores.
Yeah.
And because you figure, well, if we go to different places, they'll have different cards.
You start going in clans.
Yeah, we started like, we would fucking go on crusades for fucking like Pokemon cards, dude.
Some children didn't come back.
Nah, truly. We lost a lot of good men out there.
Anyway, so Dave says like, yeah, man, I seen all these cards. I'm like, yeah. So that we did that this weekend. And he goes, you know what though? I feel like robbing my cousin now.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, you see, Dave? That's a good fucking story.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I knew you had it in you, boy.
Yeah, it was a good story. Great punchline at the end. I go, that's
right.
That's
interesting story. A lot of people could relate to it because Pokemon was huge. And you had a fucking great joke at the end.
Yeah, and I told him, even without that joke, that story would have been fine.
Son of a bitch. Anyways, we love you, Dave. I know you're watching. Dave's